Hello everyone, I'm your host Jack, aka Wild West 16, here with the Pokemon Sapphire Aeron only run. A lot of you may not know me, so I'm going to explain a little bit about myself. I will put a timestamp on the screen if you already know this info, or if you just want to straight up skip it. I don't care. Okay, so as you know from my intro there, my name is Jack, but you can call me either by my YouTube name Wild West 16 or just shorten that and call me Wes. I have another YouTube channel account called Wes, where I post mini documentaries, montages, and other things like that. Link will be down below. I also have a Twitch account called WildWest16 with the underscore, where I sometimes stream Pokemon or even other games like Mario Kart or maybe even other Wii games. I will normally post highlights of my streams here on this channel too, so check that out. In fact, I even streamed the beginning of this Aeron only run a few times too. Speaking of my Aeron run, let's get right into it. Aeron is a Steel and Rock type Pokemon with base 330 stats, which honestly isn't that bad for a basic stage Pokemon. Where Aeron really shines though, is its physical defense and attack, at base 170 respectively. It has a pretty good learn set, but its TM move pool is actually really good. It has really good coverage, learning moves like Water Pulse, Shockwave, Aerial Ace, and even Toxic. The only moves out of those I might see use of are Water Pulse, Shockwave, and Aerial Ace. I feel like this should be a generally pretty easy challenge for my first ever Pokemon Challenge run. Let's get into the rules. In combat I can only use Aeron. There will be exceptions like the Tate and Lysogen, but it's a pretty straightforward rule. I cannot use items like potions or anything like that in battle, only held items, and I cannot use any glitches, except using the Universal Randomizer to replace one of my starters with Aeron. Let's begin. I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Torchic with Aeron, so that May would have a Mudkip. There are two reasons for that. One, Water is super effective on me, and so is Ground, and also Mudkip is my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I will get to glorify my eyes by seeing it in battle. I nicknamed my Aeron Ricardo, because I was streaming at the time and a bunch of my friends recommended it to me and I thought it was a really good idea. Ricardo has the lonely nature which raises attack and lowers defense. This is great nature because I already have enough defense to make it through and I will be getting more attack. He also has the Surdy ability, which means I cannot get one shot. I had a little strat. You could call it the pickup strat. Pokemon Sapphire has a great pickup chart. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen right now. I have a 30% chance to get a Super Potion, 10% chance to get either an Ultra Ball, Full Heal, Full Restore, Nugget, Revive, or Rare Candy, 5% chance to get a Protein, 4% chance to get a Power Point Up, and the grand prize at 1% is a King's Rock. I really want one of those because they higher flinch chances. I catch 5 Zigzagoon and name them Charlie, Bubba, Trashcan, Ricardo, and Hank. There are no references, they are just names that my stream chat came up with. At level 10, Ricardo learns Headbutt. It is a very strong 70 base power, 100 accuracy normal type move that may cause flinching. Although it doesn't really help for Roxanne, it will help for future grinding sessions and even other battles. The real good move that I learned before I battle Roxanne though is Metal Claw at level 13. It is a base 50 power steel type move with 95% accuracy. The kick to it though is that it has a chance to raise my attack, which could power up future Metal Claws and even future Headbutts. The main reason why I went a King's Rock so much is that it pairs really well with my high flinch chance move Headbutt. I train up to level 15 and take on the Aqua Grunt in Petalburg Woods. I'm starting to realize how strong Ricardo is because I defeat his level 9 Pooch with only one Headbutt. At level 17 I learned Iron Defense. It raises my defense by 2 stages and it is a significant upgrade from Harden, which only raises my defense at once. I decided to train up to level 20 to fight Roxanne, but I also pick up a Rare Candy from Trash Can and level up to level 21, and I'm ready to take on Roxanne, the first gym leader. I Metal Claw her Geodude, and it lives on low health. She potions, then I Metal Claw again and I get a low roll. She lives again and she uses her last potion. She lives on 1 health with the Geodude, so I Mud Slap to finish the Geodude off. I'm very glad that the Geodude had both of the potions used on it, because I take out her Nose Pass with 2 Metal Claws, while getting attacked with Rock Tomb and Rock Throw while it happens. And just like that, I already had the first badge. I get the team for Rock Tomb, which is a base 60 Rock type move with 80% accuracy, and has a chance to lower the opponent's speed. I feel like I may have an issue with having 80% accuracy on Rock Tomb, and 95% accuracy with Metal Claw in the future, but it's no big deal. I then save Pico from the Aqua Grunt in the cave, get the gift that Mr. Stone wants me to give to his son, and I set sail for Dewford. I get to Mr. Stone's son deep in the Granite Cave and give him the gift from his father. He seems like he might play an important role later in the game. I don't know, he might be the champion, I don't know. I guess I'll find that out later. Now, I found this out from a few of my friends watching my stream, but I can actually skip over the second gym and go straight to Slateport. I decided to do that because I didn't want to go against the fighting type gym yet. I take the boat to Slateport City and I deliver the goods to Captain Stern, and I'm on my way to Mauville. But before I do, I train up to level 30. My guy Charlie does me a huge favor and picks me up at King's Rock at level 28. I'm so hyped about that, I put on Ricardo right away. At level 29, Ricardo tries to learn Iron Tail, which is a base 100 steel type move, but I was like, no, because it has 75 accuracy. I finish my grind to level 30 and I take on May. I defeated Shroomish pretty easily, 2 rock tombs and it's gone. Next up is Marshtomp. I headbutt it, it lives on red health and it mudshots me. It lowers my speed, so next turn it is faster than me, so it mudshots again to take me out. Attempt number 2 starts out rough. I rock tomb a Shroomish and it hits a stun spore. I finish off the Shroomish, but I go to the Marshtomp already having lowered speed. For some reason, the Marshtomp goes for Bide. I then take out the Marshtomp with 2 headbutts, and I take out her last Pokemon Numa with just 1 rock tomb. I make it to Malvo and I go straight to the bike shop. At the bike shop I chose the Acrobike. I knew if I didn't say what bike I picked you all would ask. Now that I think about it, ask anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. That is a nod towards my dry bread, by the way. You should definitely watch his Pokemon challenges. Actually, he was one of my main inspirations to start up a YouTube channel and do the single Pokemon challenge. Huge shoutouts to him. I run over to the Rock Smash guy's house and I pick up the HM for Rock Smash. I replace Rock Tomb with a B as Rock Smash is a fighting type move and it'll be a big help for the Magnemites and Magnetons in the Electric type gym coming up soon. And also, Rock Smash is a 100% accurate and it can lower the foe's defense, which will help out a lot. But boy was I wrong about Rock Smash. I went into the gym at level 32. The first Magnemite always uses Thunder Wave to start off the battle, which puts me at an automatic disadvantage. Rock Smash does less than half, and by the time I'm done with the Magnemite, I'm slow, confused, and getting low on health. The Voltorb isn't that much of an issue, because it always goes for Spark, Sonic Boom, or Self-Destruct. I attempt at level 32 for 5 tries and fail each of them. I grind up to level 35. Now get this. I battle Watson at level 35 for 15 attempts and fail each and every one of them. I decided to grind up big time. I grinded for about 15 minutes and got Ricardo up to level 40. At this point I probably could have gone back to Dewford and battle Brawly, but I'm too stingy to just give up on Watson. I Rock Smash and it still doesn't kill. He Thunder Waves and I kill it the next turn with another Rock Smash. In hindsight though, I probably could have Metal Claw to try and get the attack boost. He Sonic Booms and I go for the kill with Headbutt. Now for the hardest opponent yet, a level 23 Magneton. He Shockwaves as I Rock Smash for little damage. I get the defense drop though. He Sonic Booms to leave me at 20 HP and I Rock Smash again. He Super Potions and I Rock Smash again. This is a winning or losing turn here. He goes for Shockwaves and he gets the kill. But I was very, very close. I think if I can get lucky with the first Magnemite, I can beat him. On the very next attempt, I misclick and headbutt the Magnemite, but that turned out to be a blessing in disguise as it flinched. I headbutt again for the kill and this is the first attempt that I left the Magnemite not paralyzed. This might be the one. He sends out Voltorb and I headbutt for the one shot. Up next is Magneton. I'm going to try the flinch strat for him. I miss the flinch and he goes for Thunder Wave. That sucks, so I switch my strat back to Rock Smash. I hit the first Rock Smash, he misses Supersonic, and I hit the second Rock Smash to get the second badge. At this point, there's no reason to not go back to Dewford and fight Brawly. After all, I am now a level 40 rock monster. I set sail right away for Dewford, and when I land there, I go straight to the gym. Brawly's team was a one-shot sweep, and just like that, I got my third badge. I also decided to replace Iron Defense with Shockwave to help the team Aqua battles that are going to come soon. Shockwave is a 60 base power electric type move that never misses. Man, am I really regretting teaching Ricardo and HM. I set sail back to Slateport and take the cycling road back up to Malville. Now that I can use Rock Smash outside the battle, I can finally progress through the game. I make my way through the fiery path to get to Route 112, then Route 111, then Route 113, then Fall Arbor Town, then Route 114. I finally make it to Meteor Falls where some story happens. They tell me to go to Mount Chimney. I ride the cable car up to Mount Chimney and I go straight to Archie, eventually after a few grunt battles. His Mightyena intimidates Ricardo and I missed a Metal Claw. He goes for bite next turn and I Rock Smash, it does nothing, and he bites and I finish him off with a headbutt. Golbat is next. I Shockwave him for a little over half. He hits Supersonic and then I hit myself in confusion 2 turns in a row. Some terrible luck, but I snap out of confusion and finish him off with a Shockwave. And then lastly, I one-shot his Ace Sharpedo with a Shockwave. I make my way through the jagged pass into Lava Ridge where I challenge the gym right away. I start off Flannery by one-shotting her Slugma with a headbutt, then I make her waste all her potions on her second Slugma after a few headbutts to take it out and grow up to level 44. Ricardo wants to learn Double Edge, but I was like, no again, I don't want to deal with Recoil. She then sends out her final Pokemon Torkoal. I headbutt her for a critical hit and then she uses Attract. After about 5 minutes of getting immobilized by Love and her using Body Slam for some reason, I break through and I deal a finishing headbutt to defeat Flannery and get this 4th badge. I talk to May after defeating the gym, and she gives me the Go Goggles to go through the desert and challenge my father Norman, or the 5th gym leader in Petalburg City. I take out his first slacking and 4 headbutts. I got a flinch on the 3rd one and a crit on the 4th. He then sends out his stronger slacking. If there's anything to be scared of on his team, it is this level 31 slacking. He kept trying to go for Focus Punch on the turns that he wasn't loafing around, and after 4 headbutts he was left on 1 HP. This angered me a lot, which if you know me, I get angry while playing Pokemon. Just watch my video called The Angriest I've Ever Been While Playing Pokemon. It was a grinding stream in my Metrolog series. You should definitely check that out. Back to the battle. At 1 HP, Norman uses a Hyper Potion and I have to go through all that again. I'm getting pretty low on my power points for Headbutt. After running out of Headbutts, I resort to Rock Smash. After a million Rock Smashes, I get a second stocking to red HP thanks to a few defense drops. I finish the PP Eater, pause, with a Metal Claw. Norman sends out its final Pokemon, Vigoroth. I hit a Rock Smash, got a defense drop, and hit me with Feint Attack. I used Rock Smash again, got another defense drop, and used Feint Attack again. I finished the Vigoroth off with one last Rock Smash to defeat my father and get the 5th gym badge. I then go back to Mauville to surf east, but I encounter that weird child of Mr. Stone. I really don't know what his issue is. What a weirdo. I head north to Route 119, en route to Fortree City, where the 6th gym is. I encounter a trainer with a Breloom that I could have easily avoided. He Mach punched me for half, I headbutt him back for about 3/4 health, and he finished me off with another Mach punch. So unlucky. I whited out and got sent right back to Mauville. I gotta make sure to avoid this guy next time. I got past him, thank God. Fighting types and ground types are gonna be huge issues, even with my high defense stat. I found my way to the Weather Institute, and I take a rest in the bed. I'm off to stop Team Aqua again. Those scurvy scallywags. I battle a few easy grunts, and then Shelly battles me. I one-shot her Carvanha with a Shockwave, and then her Mightyena intimidates me, and then I use Headbutt. I did about half, made her flinch, and finish off with another Headbutt. I then get offered a cast form, but I decline it. Sorry, Image ATV, no room in the party means no room for an ugly cast form. I lay in the bed one more time, and then I leave. We are back on the track for Fortree City. But first, we get ambushed by May again. She leads with the Shroomish, I headbutt, don't get the flinch, and she leech seeds me. Now I'm on a timer, yikes. I headbutt the Shroomish again and knocks her out. Next up is Numel, and I one-shot the Numel with headbutt and go to level 47. Now the real tough task, the Marshtomp. I headbutt her for half, but the darn leech seed brings her above half. It flinched, by the way. I headbutt again, leaving on red, and she misses the mud shot, which would have killed me easily. Leech seed actually does me a favor because it takes her out of Hyper Potion range. I then finish her off with a headbutt. A little scary, but I'm worried for when she has a Breloom and a Swampert. On the high note though, she gives me Fly, which then I realized I needed a bird, so I had to abandon one of my Zigzagoon gang members. I make it to Fortree City and go straight to the Pokemon Center. We have reached a sad day, my guys. I release Hank, which that opens a spot for a bird, which my bird is Tropius. I catch a Tropius on Route 119, although it is a female, and a higher level, and way bigger than Hank. I name her Hank Jr., because the legend of Hank will always go on. There's an invisible wall blocking my way to get into the gym, so I go east to Route 120 to talk to that weird kid again. I think his name is Steven or something. He uses a thing called a Devon Scope and makes a Kecleon appear. After 2 headbutts, I defeat the Kecleon. He then gives me the Devon Scope and flies away. What a weird kid. Now I have the ability to get into the gym, so I do just that. I use the Devon Scope to scare away the Kecleon in front of the gym, and then I enter the gym. I enter the 6th gym battle with Winona at level 50. She led with a Swallow. I hit her with a Shockwave that left her in red. Since I knew that she was going to use a Hyper Potion, I used an X Special, which raised my special attack, which is a big yikes, because that's illegal. Next time I went in with a different strat. At this time I realized that I broke a rule by using an X item, so I ditched that strat. I had to go full offensive mode. I used Shockwave on the Swallow a few times and it endeavored me to 24 HP. I killed the Swallow, but the Altaria killed me with EQ. This is going to take a while. On my 8th attempt, I led with Rock Smash because she wouldn't use a potion or Endeavor. And then Shockwave to kill the Swallow, onto Altaria. Watch this on my 9th attempt. I Metal Clawed the Altaria for half. She hit me with a D-Dance DQ. I lived on 26 health and I finished the Altaria with a crit Metal Claw. Up next was Pelipper, which I easily took down with a Shockwave. Last up was Super Skarmory. I had no choice but to Shockwave. I hit a critical Shockwave to defeat the Skarmory, and on my 9th attempt I defeated Winona. That crit definitely mattered though. I got Aerial Ace from Winona, which will replace Rock Smash once I get to the move deleter. It'll be useful for May's Breloom. I now make my way through Route 120 in hopes of reaching Lily Cove City, because that is where the move deleter is. You don't know how much I want Aerial Ace on Ricardo, but as you know, with the King's Rock, if I want it, I'm gonna get it, even if it's a 1% chance, like the King's Rock. As I walk up these stairs, I see May, and she looks like she's itching for a fight, but I look to the right and see the move deleter's house. I barge in there and demand Rock Smash to be deleted. I do that, and I teach Ricardo Aerial Ace, and it is basically a flying physical Shockwave. 60 base power and it doesn't miss. I find my way over to May and attack. She leads with a swallow, and now that I got rid of my Winona strat, aka Rock Smash, I gotta find something different. So I aerial ace, she endeavors, and I'm in a pickle while I get aerial aced again. Sorry. Luckily, she gives me a break and sends out Numel, which I headbutt twice for the kill. Next is Marshtomp, and I need some luck for this. I get a critical headbutt, but I didn't get the flinch that I wanted. She one-shots and I lose. Next attempt, I Metal Claw the Swallow. She switches into a Numel again, and I kill the Numel with a critical aerial ace. I was lucky. Next is Marshtomp, and I'm at higher health, so I believe I have a better chance. I headbutt, no flinch. Mudshot, headbutt, again no flinch. She finished me off with a Mudshot. Jeez. On run 4, I finally get that flinch that I needed, but the Marshtomp survived on 1 HP. I finished headbutt off, and she sends out Shroomish, which I'm surprised that she hasn't evolved it yet. One aerial ace does the job, and then she sends out Swallow, who is low on health from earlier in the battle. She double teams, but I aerial ace speeds and never misses. I knock her out and win on my 4th attempt. Now I have to run over to Mount Pyre and do the story stuff that I skipped over earlier. I defeat a few grunts and talk to Archie. You know, he isn't the smartest guy. He takes a red orb, and the old lady gives me the blue orb. In the Aqua Hideout, I defeat a few grunts and then get through the teleporter puzzle easily to obtain a Master Ball. I wonder what I'll use it on. Comment down below if you want to guess what I'm going to use it on. I defeat a few more grunts and then I run into Aqua Admin Matt. I forgot to heal during this battle, so I'm in a rough spot. I one-shot his Carvanha and a Sharpedo with Shockwave, and then comes in his Intimidating Mighty Anim. I headbutt him, and it does a little less than half. He swaggers me to raise my attack again, but also confuses me. I break through confusion and finish him with another headbutt. Matt was defeated. I surf east of Lily Cove in the Aqua Base en route for Moss Deep City in the 7th gym. This is a Tate and Liza gym, which is the only exception for using Aeron in battle. First, I retire all of my Zigzagoon. They have done their job for now. I might still need them for future if I do a grinding montage and getting rare candies. Since this gym is a double battle, I go back to Granite Cave and catch another Aeron with the Master Ball. I name him Lil Ricky and let him defeat a Zubat in the cave. This is technically not cheating because I'm still using an Aeron. I deposit Hank Jr. and see if I can challenge the gym at level 55. I'm really worried about Earthquake. I go into the battle with Ricardo and Lil Ricky. They send out Lunatone and Solrock. I forgot that they didn't have Claydol and Sapphire, so I'm actually pretty confident in this battle. I Metal Claw of the Solrock and it does over half, and Flame throws me in return. The Solrock then puts Ricardo to sleep with Hypnosis, and I try to mudslap the Lunatone, but I missed with Levitate. I forgot about that. Lil Ricky got an attack off though as he headbutt the Lunatone, but the Lunatone is setting up. Lunatone slaughters Lil Ricky, and the Solrock keeps doing good damage with Flamethrower. I need to wake up next turn or else I will lose. I stay asleep and the Lunatone kills Ricardo with a Psychic. I'm very worried about staying at level 55, so I decided to grind to level 70. I know that this is going to be a really long grinding session, so I brought along a friend, Christian Pokemon Champion, to do one of his legendary singing while grinding montages. Take it away, CPC.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside.
While training, I accidentally let Ricardo evolve at level 63.
Whoa, Wild West 16. Did you just say you just evolved your Aeron? Well, looks like we're back to square one.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend in a world that we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Oh.
I'm now level 70 and ready to take on Tate and Liza again. First attempt at level 70. I destroy Lunatone with one Metal Claw and Solrock hits me with a Sunny Day boosted Flamethrower. I think I had this on my first try. I use Metal Claw on the Solrock, knocking it out, and I've earned the 7th badge. Once I get to a proper level, the battle became so much easier. Now it's time for some story stuff. After defeating the difficult string puzzle on the first try, I find the team for Earthquake, and this is a power move. I decide to get rid of Aerial Ace for it, as I believe that I will find more use out of Shockwave than Aerial Ace. I walk up to a sleeping Kyogre and Archie comes to attack. He leads with a Mighty in it, and I decide to test out my brand new Earthquake on it. It does a little over half, and he lowers my speed. He uses a Super Potion, and I EQ again. He then swaggers me, which raises my attack to +1, and I knock out Mighty in it with Earthquake. Up next is Crobat. He uses Bite, and I snap out of Confusion. I Shockwave him for a little over half. He Potions, and I Shockwave again. He Confuse Raised me, but I break through and finish him off with a Shockwave. Last side is Sharpedo. I hit myself next turn. He slashes, and I snap out of Confusion, and I one-shot the Sharpedo to defeat the evil Archie. He's so evil though. He uses the Red Orb on a blue Pokemon, and it causes a torrential downpour over my beloved Hoenn. I make my way to Satopolis, and I look for the Ruckus. I meet up with that weird kid again and his friend named Wallace, and they take me to bring my blue orb to the Cave of Origin. So I do just that. I make it through the cave relatively easy, and I encounter Kyogre. I kill it in 3 headbutts. I make my way out of the cave and see that the rain has stopped. Perfect. I head back to the gym and find that weird stone kid again, and he tells me his friend Wallace is waiting inside to battle me. And you know I never back down from challenge. Time for Wallace. I take out Love Disc with some actual problems, but he wasted a potion, so I'm fine with it. Next is Celio. I Metal Claw and he Water Pulses for big damage, and I get confused. This round isn't looking that good. I take him out with another Metal Claw and Outcome Seeking. I hit him with a Shockwave, and then he Rain Dances, which is scary. He has Swift Swim, so he outspeeds me and kills me with a Water Pulse. Yikes. On the 12th attempt, I get a crit and flinch with a Headbutt. I finish the Melodic with one last Headbutt and onto his last Mon, a Whiscash, which is 4 times super effective to me with the Ground type move. I Headbutt him, and he goes for Amnesia, and I run out of power points for Headbutt, so I switch to Earthquake. I knock it out and I earn the final gym badge. Finally, 12 attempts is way too much. I replaced Shockwave with Water Pulse, by the way, which, honestly, is a pretty dumb decision. I probably should not have done that. But, now it's time for the Pokemon League. I make my way through Victory Road and encounter Wally at the inn. He starts out with Altaria. I Headbutt and it flinches. He uses a potion. I Headbutt again, and he goes to Dragon Dance, and I Headbutt down to 1 HP again. He then uses Safeguard for some reason, and I take him out with a Headbutt. Next up is Roselia, which I take out with 1 Metal Claw. I level up to level 74, and he sends out Magneton. I one-shot him with Earthquake, and then I one-shot the Delcatty with Earthquake. Then he sends out the Gardevoir last. I hit him with Earthquake, and he lives on Red HP, but thanks to my King's Rock, Earthquake flinched. He uses a Super Potion, and I finish Wally off with Headbutt. A nice little challenge before going into the big challenge. Time for the Elite Four. I deposit everyone except for Ricardo and Lil Ricky, and I head in. First up is Dark-type Trainer Sydney. He leads with an Intimidating Mighty in it, and I hit him with 2 Earthquakes, and he lives on 1 HP again. Dang it, dude. Come on, 1 HP? Every single Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon, have lived on 1 HP, and it's really starting to annoy me. He heals up, and I switch to Metal Claws. I hit him with 2 before he sand attacks me and lowers my accuracy. A few misses later, and I finish him off. Next is Sharpedo. I could have really used Shockwave here. I hit him with Earthquake, and he one-shots me with Surf. On my 11th attempt, I finally make it to the 3rd Pokemon, a Cacturne. He lowers my speed and Leech Sees me, but I beat him with 2 Metal Claws, raising my attack on the last one. Next is Absol. He goes for a Swords Dance, and I one-shot him with Earthquake. And last out is Shiftry. I am Leech Seed, so I'm on a timer. He goes for a few double teams, and I miss my first Headbutt, but I get a crit on the second one that connects, and on my 11th attempt, I defeat a Sydney. Next up is a Ghost-type Trainer Phoebe. Now, before I show you this Phoebe footage, this took me way too long, so I'm just going to show you the winning battle, but I'll also show my first attempt. My first attempt, she leads with Dusclops, and I raise my attack, but she curses, effectively ending my first attempt. Now, onto the winning run. Just watch this running run and guess how many tries it took me. 5, 10, 30, 50? Try 127. Yes, it took me 127 attempts to beat Phoebe. I'm so over her and her stupid Dusclops that new Earthquake. Onto Glacia. Glacia leads with Glalie. The reason why I feel like this will be a little bit easier is because I have Metal Claw, which is super effective on most of her Pokemon. I almost one-shot the Glalie, but I get the attack boost. She heals up and I one-shot her next turn. Next is Celia, which I try my Headbutt flinch strat on. The first Headbutt does over half, she sets up Hail, and I finish her off with another Headbutt. Next is another Celia. I do the Headbutt strat again, and I get the flinch and finish her off. Next is Walrein. I hit a Headbutt, and she one-shots me with a Surf. Here we go again. After about 60 attempts, I give in and decide to train. Man, these Elite Four are way harder than I thought. I try again at level 80. On the 27th attempt at level 80, I finally get past the Walrein, and she sends out the last Glalie, and I one-shot it with Metal Claw, making the grand total attempts on this Glacier run 87. By the way, I beat Phoebe first try at level 80. On to Drake. His Shogun wasn't really much of a hassle, except he lowered my speed twice. I get one attack boost with Metal Claw though, and next is Flygon. He goes for a dig and I live on 12 HP. I Metal Claw hoping for the boost, and I try and predict a dig, so I go for Earthquake, but he just Dragon Breaths me off to finish me off. Not again. After the 40th attempt, I decide to bite the bullet and train to level 89, and if that doesn't work, I'll go up to level 100. At level 89, I get past the Flygon, and he sends out another one. I defeat the second Flygon with a few strengths, and he sends out an intimidating Salamence. His flamethrower bodies me. I have to grind attempts again. But at least I made it 2 Salamence. 12 attempts later, I live a flamethrower on 16 HP, and I finish off the Salamence with a Metal Claw. Last out is Altaria, and he finished me off with a Dragon Breath. 8 more attempts later, and I finally make it to the Altaria again, but I'm at higher health due to my speed not getting lowered and a couple of lucky flinches. I waste a bunch of headbutts on the Altaria, and we eventually whittle each other down, and I waste all his full shores, and I defeat the Altaria. Drake took me a whopping 61 attempts total to defeat him. Now it's time for the champion. I wonder who it could be. Wait, the weird stone kid. Oh, man, I wonder how strong he's going to be. Steven leads off with a Skarmory, which I have absolutely no offense for, so I decide to try and raise my attack with Metal Claw. I end up getting 2 boosts and defeat Skarmory with 4 Metal Claws. Next up is Armaldo. 1 Metal Claw does a job, and now Claydol is up. I miss a Metal Claw and he Earthquakes me for huge damage. A Metal Claw and he lives on very low HP and he kills me with an EQ. This is so unlucky. On the 8th attempt, I get a run where I kill the Claydol with 2 Metal Claws, but I'm at low HP and he still has 3 Pokemon left. Luckily, they're all weak to my strongest move, Earthquake. As long as I outspeed, I think I have this one. I defeat his big Ricardo and Metagross with 1 Earthquake each, but I forget that Grunt is neutral and a Grass Rock type. So I don't kill his Cradily and he finishes me off with a Giga Drain. On my very next attempt while I was trying to set up on Skarmory, he switches out to Metagross. I Earthquake him and then I Metal Claw Armaldo. Then I Metal Claw Claydol and he reflects. But 1 more Metal Claw finishes him off and I get another attack boost. I had gotten one from the Skarmory earlier. He sends out the big Ricardo again, which is an easy one-shot with Earthquake. And then the Skarmory comes back out. I'm at +2, so I go for damage with Strength. After a lengthy battle with the Skarmory, he lowers me to red health and I beat him. Out comes his last Pokemon, Cradily. I'm not going to make the Earthquake mistake again, so I just Metal Claw the Cradily with a super effective Steel-type move, and I one-shot it. And that crowns Ricardo the league champion. This battle actually wasn't bad as the Elite Four battles. I finished with an in-game time of 36 hours and 37 minutes, and with that, I have beaten Pokemon Sapphire with only Aeron. Thank you all so much for watching. This was my first really big project on YouTube, and boy was it frustrating at times. The Elite Four was way more rough than the video showed, taking a whopping 286 attempts to kill each and every one of them, not counting Steven. But overall, I had a lot of fun with it. I got the idea of using Aeron from my brother, who loves the Pokemon Aggron, and since Aggron would have been too easy, I chose to use Aeron instead. I will try and get a Pokemon challenge out every month for y'all, and please leave recommendations in the comments below. Before I go, I would like to make a few plugs. My other channel, which I post mini documentaries and skits on, will be in the description, and also my Twitch account will be in the description. I also have a Twitter in the description, but I'm not very active on it. Lastly, I would like to make a huge shout out to Christian Pokemon Champion for doing the singing montage before the 7th gym. His channel will be linked below. I hope y'all are having a great day, great night, whenever y'all are watching this, and when it all is said and done, peace.